Greg Doucette's been begging me to get together, and I have learned that it's so that we can come here, he can use these calipers, and he can fat shame me.
So what do you think your body fat percentage, what is it going to be? I got the calipers out.
I'm guessing 22.
22. And what do you think I'm going to say?
I have no idea, man.
There's no idea. I'm going with 30% body fat.
Wow, okay.
Slightly lower than Eddie Hall. We're going to see how close he is. The guy's 6'2", 315 pounds. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
He hasn't hurt me yet, and I said he was 30%, so I'm feeling pretty good. I was ready to run, and he is a marathon runner, so I didn't know if he could catch me.
We have the fundamental understanding that you're leaner than I am, and I'm capable of way more than you.
Oh, this guy,
that's it.
I'm leaning in near, but I am ready to run. All right, let's see how he does. If you're 22% body fat, that's good. That's ridiculous amount of muscle. For 315 pounds to be 22?
It's an uneducated guess.
All right, we shall see. Oh, he's stripping down. All right. Let us start with something simple, the biceps. And so those of you wondering, this is how you test body fat. We're going halfway from the elbow joint to the shoulder. In the center, pinch the fat layer. This is the body fat on the top. Subcutaneous, and measure it out. And we're at 7 millimeters. Next up, the tricep, turn to the rear. Again, halfway from the elbow to the shoulder, right in the center. Relax as much as you can. So much muscle, it's hard to get a good pinch. Calipers on, and 13, and we're doing the subscapula, so there's a bone in the back of his body I'm trying to pinch. This guy's a kinesiologist, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. Pinching at 45 degrees. Okay, let's keep the shoulder there. 53, everyone's least favorite. Love handles on the side. Okay,
for you, Greg.
Arm up.
For you to love.
Super iliac crest, so I'm measuring straight down from the armpit. My hand's right on the bone up here, getting a nice pinch on the side.
Greg, be gentle.
It's not fitting on the calip. I'm just kidding. To make you nervous. Better to run. And 43. So
That's it.
that's the whole test.
Okay, the bullshit of this test is that my legs are much leaner than my torso.
Let's see. See some quads. And he's 100% correct. But but what we're gonna see here is that the overall balance.
Oh, stop.
We haven't got your percent yet.
No, that's okay. That's
Okay.
okay. I'm just calling the bias.
No, yes, because he has a kinesiology degree, everyone's body fat is distributed differently. So most men, for example, will carry more fat in their stomachs and women more in their hips. So this is an estimate. So this is not an exact measurement of body fat.
I would love what would your assessment be of a acceptable body fat for a strength athlete if you're going for capability?
I think for everyone it would be different, but I would say probably almost the higher the better to an extent, as long as your cardio is still there. Personally, I think that probably 30+% is probably ideal.
Really?
I don't think that you would be strong enough at, like for the average guy, 15% body fat. I don't think that would be healthy to compete at that level. I don't think you would be as strong. Mass moves mass in general. For example, being a 6'2", 315, we were speaking earlier, that's slightly small for a strongman athlete, which makes it even more impressive that you can win, because pulling events, pulling in a car, if you don't weigh 400, you're at a significant disadvantage. So I would say probably 30%, and clearly you won, and won by so much, it's obviously working. So I want you to stay where you're at. Don't, whatever this percent may be, don't think, oh, I got to drop my body fat percentage, because, I mean, in comparison, you're actually quite lean compared to most guys. So what we do is we add it up, and I'm going to look on the chart. 90, 100, 116, and I line it up. 116, and it is 29, so we take 29.5% body fat on my chart. So
that's a pretty good guess.
It's a pretty good guess based on the calipers.
Accepting that if we included lower half, it would be lower.
And I 100% agree. A better test than this would be hydrostatic. Do you agree with that? Hydrostatic underwater weighing?
Hydrostatic or DEXA? Yeah.
DEXA, my experience is I've seen very inaccurate readings, but I mean, it might be okay.
Yeah.
Some guys, I don't know if you saw Brian Shaw went to do a DEXA scan and he couldn't fit in the
he
machine.
looked like a horse.
So his arms were literally out of the machine. I'm like, how can it be an accurate assessment? So Brian Shaw did that test and he was really disappointed that he had lost 30 pounds of muscle doing this DEXA scan. I was like, no, you didn't. It's just a DEXA scan at inaccurate readings. But that is one problem. I do body fat assessments of people all the time, and they send me a photo of themselves with their shirt off from the front and they say, what's my body fat? And I'm like, well, you showed me 1/4 of your body. I need to see your back and your legs. And so if you just look at your upper body and say, this is your percent, and you see your legs, you're going to immediately go lower. And to the opposite extent, some guys with a very lean upper body, Will Tennyson that you met, his back is ripped. But if you look at his legs, your legs are leaner than his. And so it kind of skews it. But, oh yeah, we already got it. So 29.5%. And to me, that's obviously where you should be. It's working.
Apparently optimal.
And so if I ripped off every pound of fat on his body, he would be 222 pounds with 0% body fat. And so likely shredded to the bone, 5%. You'd probably weigh in the low 230s on stage. 6'2", 230 something pounds, perhaps an IBU pro bodybuilder.
Which
you think you could beat Eddie Hall?
Oh, hell yeah.
Absolutely. 100% you could beat Eddie Hall. If you're watching this, you're a sumo wrestler. You're not a bodybuilder. Sumo wrestling.
Do you know, it's crazy how my lean body mass would be lower than a lot of top IFBB bodybuilders, but my strength is well in excess.
Oh yeah, like your strength doesn't even make sense. Like when I watch, like when I tell everyone, when I watch you get under the bar for that, and I'm like, he's probably gonna do some front squats, and then it's just reps with like, I don't know how you can lift that much weight over your head. Like
neither do I, man.
Like
neither
if
do
you
I.
trained for Olympic lifting, would you be in the Olympics? Like would you, like the clean and jerk, would you just outlift these guys like in a year?
It's worth trying, eh?
I mean, it's
I don't know.
I don't understand
if
how
I had
you
the
can lift that
mobility.
much.
But no, I mean, I'm in equal confusion because if you look at all of the actual like attributes, you look at me compared to the other guys, and I'm like, I'm ready to wake up from this whole dream tomorrow.
Yeah.
It feels ridiculous.
Now, when you stand next to guys and you like look at them visually, do they like underestimate how much you can lift? Because you don't look like Ronnie Coleman, but yet you can outlift him. And that's when he was at his best. It's like, how?
I mean, at first at Worlds, sure, when I first came onto the scene a year and a half ago, but I certainly don't underestimate it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite thing to train? Shoulders? Like, is that your is that your power? Is that your strength?
That's my weakness. Yeah. Yeah.
So
well, and that's why I train
your
so
shoulder
much.
press is your weakness.
Yeah.
So what would be your strength? What's your best event?
I'm best at moving events, best at yokes, anything that involves being a bit more dynamic.
Makes sense. Because of the years of training as an athlete, doing marathon, the cardio, being able to combine that cardiovascular strength with your size, that just makes you unstoppable.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
hopefully.
Unreal.
Hopefully.
I think that's great. I think we got some good stuff.